Right, so just a quick video about some more pheasant leg snares. Now these ones are slightly different, and this is basically an oversized version of a partridge or a francolin trap. What they do is they make this but on a slightly smaller scale for catching a smaller game birds. But if you scaled it up, you use slightly stronger snares, and you could use it for things like pheasants. So what you've got is a series of stakes. You could do as many as you like, the more the better. And on each stake is a snare. You can just about see the brass snares there. Now on the smaller game bird traps, what they do is you put fishing line, or originally probably would have been horsehair snares. But because I thought for pheasant slightly stronger, you probably could use very strong fishing line. But I've put single strand brass snares on there. So you can see them. And what you do, oh, and also one other thing, if you wanted to add more, you probably could add more to the middles of each piece of string. So you had more snares. But I've just put them on the stakes because that's the strongest part. Now what you do is you hammer them into the ground in a pattern. It can be any pattern you like, but depending on the situation. Now you hammer them right the way down to only just this small part is sticking out. So only the snare is basically sticking out of the ground. You don't want it like, you know, halfway out. It's got to be hammered right in. So if you found it too hard, you could shorten these. These are about maybe 2 hand widths long. So hammer them right into the ground. Now the patterns could be all sorts of patterns. I'll just get a piece of paper and I'll show you. I'll show you the pattern in a second, but this is basically what I meant by if this makes sense. So you can just about see that. So you would hammer the stakes. The dotted line represents the snare under the ground, not the snare, the stake hammered into the ground. So you would hammer them right in to just the tips and the ends of the snares are hanging out. So pattern wise, what you could do is you could hammer these in the ground. So how many stakes we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stakes. So for example, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it could be like this, and then put bait in the middle, and then that way you've got 6 snares all the way around with bait in the middle. That makes sense. You could do a spiral of the snares, have it going around like that, or you could kind of, depending how many you had, you could go something like this, zigzag it, bait in between each one, if that makes sense. So you could do all sorts of different patterns, and it would help to get the animals in different ways. You could just do, you know, like that. You could do zigzags, round pattern, bait in the middle again. You could just do one long line of them and then put bait one side or the other side or whatever. But it's basically, like I said, it's a scaled up version of a francolin, partridge or a quail trap. The only difference is smaller stakes, fishing wire, snares. Right, anyway, if I get time to actually do a video of setting them in the ground so you can see, I'll see if I can do that tomorrow. Right, cheers for watching, I'll see you later.